Hello, I'm Attu Jamir and you're watching Hornbill TV's Prime at 9. Now headlines. Global Terror Financing Watchdog FATF retained Pakistan on its grey list. This decision was announced on October 21 at the conclusion of the Financial Action Task Force 3-day plenary. The COVID-19 pandemic, which has affected the lives of people worldwide, has also caused a drop in the life expectancy in India by almost 2 years, a statistical analysis by scientists of the city-based International Institute for Population Studies has revealed. The United Manipur Muslims Women Development Organization has asked the state's government to give due recognition to the women of the community who had participated in the Nupi Lan, which occurred in 1939. Now for the news in details. Global Terror Financing Watchdog FATF retained Pakistan on its grey list. This decision was announced on October 21st at the conclusion of Financial Action Task Force's 3-day plenary. Pakistan remains under increased monitoring list, grey list, says FATF President Dr. Marcus Player. The Pakistan government has 2 concurrent action plans with a total of 34 action plan items. The FATF President said it has now addressed or largely addressed 30 of the items, said Player. The COVID-19 pandemic, which has affected the lives of people worldwide, has also caused a drop in the life expectancy in India by almost 2 years, a statistical analysis by scientists of the city-based International Institute for Population Studies has revealed. The analytical report, which points out the drop in life expectancy at birth in both men and women due to the pandemic, has been published in the journal BMC Public Health recently. IIPS Professor Suryakant Yadav has authored the report. The life expectancy at birth in 2019 was 69.5 years for men and 72 years for women, which came down to 67.5 years and 69.8 years respectively in 2020. The report said the study undertaken by Professor Yadav also included a factor termed blend of life inequality and found the COVID-19 has claimed maximum lives of men in the age group of 39 to 69. The 35 to 79 age group had excess deaths caused by COVID-19 in 2020 as compared to normal years, and it is this group that has contributed immensely to the drop, Yadav said. IIPS Director Dr. K.S. James said, every time we are affected with some epidemic, the life expectancy at birth figures dwindle. For instance, after the HIV/AIDS epidemic in Africa nations, the expectancy had dropped. Once it was brought under control, the life expectancy recouped as well. The United Manipur Muslims Women Development Organization has asked the state's government to give due recognition to the women of the community who had participated in the Nupi Lan, which occurred in 1939. Jahan said that in the official record of the state government, Muslim women who had participated in the struggle have been totally neglected, as there was no mention about them, and that it was common knowledge that Muslim women led by Sara Bibi had played a pivotal role in the struggle. Nur Jahan said it is a long-standing demand of Muslim women to give due recognition, and as such they had approached different state governments. However, when they approached current Chief Minister Biren Singh when he became the Chief Minister in 2017, Singh gave a positive response, saying he was surprised to know that Muslim women had not been given due recognition till now. According to Nur Jahan, Biren Singh assured them that there was no question of not giving recognition to Muslim women, and that in fact he came to know about it only when the organization approached him. The group's president said, as promised by the Chief Minister himself, due recognition to Muslim women should be given before the observance of this year Nupi Lan. Nupi Lan, which loosely translates to Women's War in English, is an important movement in the history of Manipur. Manipur women waged 2 historic wars in 1904 and 1939 against mass exploitation and artificial famine triggered by the British imperialist. During the inaugural ceremony of the NSCN building of Aurangabad bench of Bombay High Court, Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramana said, courts are extremely essential for any society. People's faith in the judiciary is the biggest strength of democracy, the Chief Justice said. Courts assure guarantee to the constitutional right to justice, Ramana said.
It gives me immense pleasure to participate in today's celebrations and this event in this historic city, which is known as the City of Gates. Any visitor cannot fail to be impressed by the history behind the various monuments and cultural sites in and around this city. Many ideas of social revolution, which have resulted in the freedom and liberties that we all take for granted today, have been born out of this fertile and progressive land. Be it the extraordinary Savitri Phule or the pioneering feminist Jyotirao Phule or the legendary Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. They always aspired for an egalitarian society where every individual's right to dignity is honored. Together, they have set in motion irreversible social changes which has finally evolved in our constitution, which will continue to define how an ideal society should be. I am extremely happy to be inaugurating this B and C wings of the High Court Annexure building at this Aurangabad physically, as it has given me the opportunity to visit the city and see the impressive High Court premises here. This inauguration shall happen at another gateway of justice in this city of gates. The Aurangabad bench has one of the most enviable premises of any High Court in the country, spread over 57 acres of land and inaugurated in the year 1995. It is one of the most spacious and contemporary High Court premises in the country. However, the past 25 years has seen a steady and substantial growth raised in the litigation.
On October 23, Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami visited rain-hit Champawat. He met with the victims. Several people lost their lives during the recent downpour in the hill state. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar on Saturday announced financial assistance of Rs 2 lakh each for families of 10 people from the state who died in Uttarakhand rains. Have died in Uttarakhand rains, and the resident commissioner is in constant touch with the state government, he said while addressing the media. Financial assistance of Rs 2 lakh will be given to the families of the deceased from the CM Relief Fund, he said. Speaking about the administration of over 100 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses in the country, he said it is a nice achievement. India achieved the landmark of administering 100 crore COVID-19 vaccines on Thursday. On Bihar's vaccination drive, Kumar said that a campaign is underway in the rural areas to spread awareness about COVID-19 vaccination and encouraging people to get their vaccination done. To modernize rural infrastructure in Goa, the central government has allotted Rs 500 crore to the state, said Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday. Modernized rural infrastructure in Goa has been hiked by 5 times, and the central government has allotted Rs 500 crore for rural infrastructure in Goa, said Prime Minister Modi while interacting with beneficiaries of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Swayambhurna Goa program. The Prime Minister noted that infrastructural development in rural Goa will help in increasing the income of farmers, livestock farmers and fishermen. The infrastructure being developed in Goa would also help in increasing the income of farmers, livestock farmers and fishermen, he said. This year, the fund for modernization of rural infrastructure in Goa has been increased by 5 times as compared to earlier, said Prime Minister Modi. The initiative of Swayambhurna Goa was launched on October 1st, 2020. Under this program, a state government officer is appointed as Swayambhurna Mitra. The Mitra visits a designated panchayat or municipality, interacts with people, coordinates with multiple government departments, and ensures that various government schemes and benefits are available to eligible beneficiaries. The top leadership of the NSCN reformation has assured that the organization shall once again work together with due consultation with each other. The group issued a statement on October 23rd in response to news reports indicating tendency of a split within the NSCN-R. The statement expressed regrets that a minor internal issue within the group was blown out of proportion and exposed in public domain. Due to the intervention of N. Kitovi Jimomi, convener of WCN-NPGs and other NNPG leaders, the misunderstanding has been resolved amicably, keeping in mind the interests of Nagas and inevitable political solution. The statement said the three top leaders of the NSCN-R shall once again work together cohesively with due consultation with each other and shall continue to strengthen the NNPGs till achievement of the goals, the statement assured. The statement was signed by the group's president Wangting Naga, Vice President Nakatu Chopi and Ato Kilonser P. Dikhak. Petrol and diesel prices were hiked for the fourth consecutive day across the country on Saturday. With a hike of Rs 0.35, the petrol prices increased to Rs 107.24 per litre in the national capital, while the price of diesel was raised by the same amount to Rs 95.97 per litre. In Mumbai, petrol and diesel prices per litre stands at Rs 113.12 and Rs 104.00 respectively. As for Kolkata and Chennai, petrol and diesel cost Rs 107.78 and Rs 99.08 respectively in Kolkata, and Rs 104.22 and Rs 100.25 respectively in Chennai. Rates have been increased across the country and differ from state to state depending on the incidence of value-added tax. The rising fuel prices in the country are not going to come down immediately. The central government is in talks with several oil exporting countries on the issue of supply and demand of oil, but there is no possibility of immediate relief in the prices. BJP MP Varun Gandhi on Saturday tweeted a video of an Uttar Pradesh farmer setting his crop on fire after failing to get it sold.
Be stated, the need of the hour is de-rating agriculture policy. Where has the system brought the farmers? In the video, a person can be seen setting the crop on fire despite people trying to stop him. Varun Gandhi said the farmer is Samut Singh, who has been going from mandi to mandi for the last 15 days to sell his crop, but he has not been successful. Varun Gandhi has been critical of the BJP government's policies regarding farmers' issues of late and was dropped from the BJP's national executive after he voiced his opinion about the Lakhimpur Kheri violence on social media. After the Lakhimpur Kheri violence, the BJP MP warned against the attempts to turn the Lakhimpur Kheri incident into a Hindu versus Sikh battle. Varun said that to use the word Khalistani liberally to describe the protesting farmers is not only an insult to the generations of the proud sons of Tarai who have fought and shed blood on borders, it is also extremely dangerous for the national unity if this provokes the wrong kind of reaction. Varun Gandhi tweeted, an attempt to turn Lakhimpur Kheri into a Hindu versus Sikh battle is being made. Not only is this an immoral and false narrative, it is dangerous to create these fault lines and reopen wounds that have taken a generation to heal. We must not put petty political gains above national unity. Varun Gandhi had also shared a video of the Lakhimpur Kheri violence and said the video is crystal clear. Protesters cannot be silenced through murder. There has to be accountability for the innocent blood of farmers that has been spilled, and justice must be delivered before a message of arrogance and cruelty enters the minds of every farmer.
3 more persons have been arrested on Saturday in connection with the Lakhimpur Kheri violence case by the SWAT team of the Uttar Pradesh Crime Branch, taking the total number of arrests to 13.
The accused have been identified as Mohit Trivedi, Dharmendra Singh and Rinku Rana. The 3 accused will be presented before the court soon. The crime branch is going to request the court to send the accused to 14-day police custody. 10 people, including Ashish Mishra, son of Union Minister of State for Home Affairs and Bharatiya Janata Party MP Ajay Kumar Mishra Taini, were arrested earlier in connection with the case. The police had served a notice to Mishra and summoned him for questioning. A total of 8 people, including 4 farmers, died in the Lakhimpur Kheri violence that took place on October 3. Local farmers blame Union Minister of State for Home Affairs Ajay Kumar Mishra Taini and his son for the violence. They were allegedly mowed down by a vehicle that was part of the convoy of the minister in Lakhimpur Kheri in north-central Uttar Pradesh. Videos are also being circulated on social media where a Mahindra Thar was seen knocking down protesters from behind. However, Ajay Mishra Taini had refuted the allegations, saying that his son was not present at the site of the incident. Ashish reiterated the same and refuted the allegations. Later, several people, including Ashish Mishra, were arrested in the case.
A billboard campaign was launched in London asking Pakistan to end its illegal occupation of Kashmir. A truck with billboard sign moved on the roads of central London, making the people aware about October 22nd, the day when Pakistan forcefully invaded Kashmir in 1947. The campaign's aim was to expose Pakistan's forceful occupation of POK and Gilgit-Baltistan. The billboard even highlighted Pakistan's direct interference in Afghanistan, especially its backing to the Taliban. This has threatened regional peace and stability. A team of health workers crossed a knee-deep river, climbed mountains and walked through a 9-kilometer dense forest to reach a remote area in Chhattisgarh, Balrampur, to hold a COVID-19 vaccination drive. ANM Ganeshwari, a member of the vaccination team, said the team of the health department walked through a 9-kilometer dense forest and crossed the river to vaccinate the people of Bakwar village. Speaking to NI, Balrampur Chief Medical and Health Officer CMHO Dr. Basant Singh said, our health team visits these areas for regular checkups. It takes about half a day to reach there. With our COVID awareness campaign, there is no hesitancy regarding vaccination among the people in this village. One of the villagers said that along with the vaccine dose, the teams are also providing us health-related information. The doctors also shared with us their experience of being vaccinated against the virus. Meanwhile, the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare informed on Friday that the cumulative number of COVID-19 vaccine doses administered under the nationwide vaccination drive has exceeded 27 crores.
तो कई जगह पर टीमों को पहुंचना थोड़ा कठिन है। यद्यपि ऐसा कोई पहुंचविहीन क्षेत्र तो नहीं है, लेकिन तो भी टीमों को पहुंचना कठिन है। इसके बावजूद पिछले 4 महीने से लगातार जो हमारे स्वास्थ्य विभाग के लोग हैं, आंगनबाड़ी की कार्यकर्ता हैं, मितानिन हैं, राजस्व पंचायत विभाग के हैं, इसके साथ साथ जो जनप्रतिनिधि हैं, उन सब ने एक मुहिम हम लोगों ने इसमें चलाया और आज की तारीख में 15 लाख से ज़्यादा कुल वैक्सीनेशन यहाँ पर दोनों डोज मिलाकर हो गया है। सिंगल डोज तक की जहाँ तक की बात है, हमारे 90% से ज़्यादा लोगों को सिंगल डोज लग चुका है और हमें उम्मीद है कि अगले कुछ दिन में ही हम पूरे ज़िले को पूर्णतः वैक्सीनेट कर दें।
Pongom Lam, a budding Naga writer, has won Poem of the Year Elegy and Poem of the Year Sonnet, recognized by the local for vocal. Lam is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Peshing Lam from Noklak village under Noklak district. He has completed his Bachelor of Arts from St. Joseph Jakama and Masters from Indira Gandhi National Open University. Lam received numerous honors and awards, including the Poem of the Year 2019 by the All Northeast Featured Poetry Award. On receiving the award, HornbillTV has interviewed him on his journey as a writer. Receiving such an award, Lam said he is thankful to the Almighty God for his blessings and he is extremely honored and humbled in receiving such an award. Lam gave credit to his parents for being the greatest supporter throughout his journey. Asking about his inspiration, Lam said he is very fond of reading poems of prominent writers such as William Shakespeare and Robert Frost. Reading such great writers' poem is a motivation to him, he said.
I thank the Almighty God for his blessings, and I'm extremely honored and humbled to get such awards. My parents are the first person to support me, and till now they are supporting, and I should say that they are the biggest supporter. Yeah, I'm quite fond of reading poems of famous writers like William Shakespeare and Robert Frost. From there I get motivated.
Lam said his journey as a writer started from 12th standard and got his first work, Heart Shape of Life, recognized in the year 2017. Later, he published another book in 2018 called Bin in Time. He also spoke about publishing his new book, Footprint, which is an amalgamation of poems.
As a writer since my 12th standard, and only by the year 2017 my work has been recognized. Year 2017 my first book, The Hardship of Life, and in the year 2018 it was Ping and Time. Those two books are written in an easy way to understand that can read by any people, which give us clues about how to achieve true victory in life. And it is also a philosophy that allows people to achieve their own dreams, and it also acts as a dynamite to break through the solid rocks. My upcoming book will be my first book on the collection of poems, and so far I've written around 50 poems.
Among his work, Lam said his favorite is The Womb, which was written as a tribute to all the women. On writing as a career, he said writing being a gift should be pursued. He also encouraged the Naga writers to give their heart and soul in whatever they do.
My passion, so if it is heaven's will, then I'll continue to bend down my thoughts. Writing is a gift, and it is also a gift of telling a story to others. So I should say that if someone is interested in writing their thoughts, then they should continue, because we must have to make the best use of our heavenly gift if we are gifted specifically in this field. What we are enjoying today was impossible yesterday. So what transforms an impossibility into a possibility and a possibility into a fact? So we must have to give our heart and soul in whatever we do.
Nepal's Minister for Physical Infrastructure and Transport, Renu Kumar Yadav, said that Jayanagar-Kurta railway built with Indian assistance has given birth to modern railway system in Himalayan nation. Addressing the handing over and receiving ceremony of the Jayanagar-Kurta cross-border rail link, Minister Yadav claimed that it has brought modernization in Nepal's railway system. Under the grand assistance of the Government of India, the GOG conversion of 34.9 km narrow GOG section into broad GOG from Jayanagar in India to Kurta in Nepal was constructed. An Indian embassy in Kathmandu release stated that 34.9 km Jayanagar-Kurta section is part of the 68.72 km Jayanagar-Bidalpur Pardibas rail link between built under the Government of India grant assistance of Rs 8.77 billion. Indian ambassador to Nepal Vinay Mohan Quatra said that the handing over of the railway to Nepal is a central feature of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's neighbourhood first policy. There is a total of 8 stations and halls of the Jayanagar-Kurta section, which include the historically important city Janakpur, which is expected to facilitate the movement of people from and to Jankai temple in Janakpur. For the conversion of the railway line, the IRCON International Limited, a public sector undertaking under the Ministry of Railways, Government of India, was assigned to construct the Jayanagar-Bartibas railway line 69 km and Jogbani-Biratnagar railway line 18.6 km in the first phase. That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.